Thanks for tuning in. This is Thomper Be Thompin', and in this video I want to talk specifically about this Bluetti AC300 solar generator, or a portable battery power station, whatever you want to call it. I bought this unit for very specific reasons, and it's also extremely expensive. So I'm going to talk about why. I'm going to show you some of the features. I've currently got it hooked up to my toy hauler as my power source for things like the air conditioning unit. I've also got it ran up to a solar panel outside, so I'll talk about that, go through some of the specs and the features, and again talk about why I bought it. So, elephant in the room, this thing's really expensive, much more expensive than a traditional generator. I'm in it for about $5,000 as you see it, including some solar panels and other things like that. So yeah, not for everyone. I'm kind of a nerd on this stuff too. I like to play with some of this new technology, and there's a few other reasons I went with this. Now, the more affordable option to power your toy hauler is to just go get a gas generator. For $5 grand, you can get a top-of-the-line generator, but there's a lot of other options out there for much cheaper that can run your air conditioning unit and things like that. So, not for everyone. I totally understand that. I totally get it. But I got this unit for a few different reasons. One, it's portable, so I can use it at my house. Should we have a power outage, I can just leave it inside and use it. I can also use this unit on the go and use it inside too. There's no emissions from this, and the lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry that's in here is deemed as like some of the safest battery technology you can get out there. So it's very safe, very quiet. Bluetti is a very reputable brand too, so it should be very reliable. And with a 3,000 watt inverter and somewhere around like a 5,000-6,000 peak surge wattage, I can get a lot of power out of this thing and power basically anything I need to. So in this video, I'm going to talk to some of the features. I'm going to show you my setup inside the toy hauler here, and kind of show you what I got hooked up as if I'm camping. One more quick note. This is a Bluetti, but there's a lot of different companies that make these, and they're becoming much more popular. So it seems like every single year there's newer and newer innovations with these solar power generators that are coming out from, again, multiple brands. They use very high-end componentry, very safe componentry. They're becoming extremely popular in the off-grid cabin type of universe. So I went with Bluetti, but there's other brands that do the same exact thing. And if you wait a few years, you can probably get that many more options from the market. So I'm going to quickly run you through some of these features on this unit, and this video is not intended to be a full review of it. Again, I'm looking at it from the perspective of off-grid camping. So there's a lot of other channels out there that go into all the details and the specs, and they actually do some rigorous testing on these. But this is 3 individual units here. You have the AC300, which does not have any batteries inside of it. Within this unit, you have items like your 3,000 watt inverter. You have, I think, 2 different solar charge controllers. You have all of the control panels and everything for the DC charging and the AC, or DC output and the AC output. And you know how you often have to plug these things into the wall and you'll have that huge brick to handle all that load? Well, that is actually built into this unit as well. So again, 3,000 watt output, approximately 6,000 watt surge. It does have a 30 amp plug, which I was pretty stoked about. That's what made me go with this unit, to be able to use it in an RV setup. You do have a touch screen. That's one of the big things that a lot of people are not thrilled about. So you can see right now I've got it hooked up to a single solar panel. Oh, I just hit a button. A single solar panel pulling 110 watts, and I do have it hooked up to the trailer, which is currently powering a fan and some lights and some other things. Now these bottom units are called B300s. They each have 3,072 watt hours of capacity, so we're just at a little bit over 6 kilowatts. Now the batteries they don't have as many features. They do have an indicator. They have some DC outputs like a 12 volt, and you have a USB-C 100 watt output, so you can easily charge a laptop. You can also charge these batteries by themselves, but you primarily do all the charging through the main AC300 unit here. So this plug here is going to be for your AC unit. You can hook up to a wall and you can charge at somewhere around like 1,500 watts. I've currently got it hooked up to solar. There's 2 different solar charge controllers in this unit again, and each one can do 1200 watts. So you can charge this thing at 2400 watts of just solar. Additionally, you can hook it up to a wall or a generator or some other unit and get that much more charging capacity out of it. You do have these big, unfortunately bulky cables that hook the battery. I just realized I got them hooked up incorrectly. So I gotta hook this one up to this middle battery, which isn't even being used right now. So I'm just burning through the bottom battery. Okay, well, you know, hey, we're live, people. But yeah, these cables are here to connect the batteries to the actual unit. It is stackable, as you can see. Now it's heavy. That's one of the major downfalls. I can handle it no problem, but a lot of people might find these things pretty cumbersome. The AC300 unit is approximately 60 pounds and each battery is approximately 80 pounds. So that's one of the reasons I said these things are often used in the off-grid cabin world. You can just hook them up to a solar array and leave them in. Now, I've only got 2 batteries here, but you can expand these units as well. I think in a single AC300 unit, you can hook up 4 batteries for over 12 kilowatts of power, battery power. Again, you can charge that with solar or a generator should you need to, or, you know, any other means like that. And then lastly, this can only support 120 volt output. But if you hook up 2 AC300 units together, you can support 240 volt outputs. Again, there's other videos out there that kind of explain all that stuff. That's a bit too much, a bit too cumbersome for something as simple as a travel trailer or a toy hauler like this. So I just use the single unit. This is what I'm going to stick with. Now I'm going to go show you how it's plugged into the outside and show you the solar array. So in order to power this toy hauler, I ran the 30 amp cord that came with this trailer out to the side of the trailer. So that's kind of mimicking shore power. I did have to build this hatch here and cut that out and install that little hatch door. But you can see I've got a single solar panel hooked up. I've got some long wiring heading out to it. So let's go take a quick tour. So over here for shore power, very simple. It goes through that little cutout and you plug into shore. No need for a surge protector or anything because that AC300 unit handles all that. Underneath the trailer, I ran the cord for the solar panels. So this is a Gree-Cell panel, 200 watts. I got this off Amazon, and I've got 4 of these. So I've got about 800 watts of solar power. As you can see by the shadow, it is not directly aimed at the sun. And I've just got 200 watts going right now for demonstration purposes. These you will have to wire up in series, which is pretty easy to do if you want to hook up multiple panels. So I'll go back to the touch screen, and there's also an app for your phone where you can control everything like that. But here you go. Off that single 200 watt panel, we're currently pulling approximately 122, 26, 28 watts right now. We were up to about 150 earlier on, but it's kind of a hazy, cloudy day. There's still a little bit of that smoke in the air from the wildfires. So again, I've got it hooked up to the trailer. I've got the AC load running, and I've got a fan, I've got lights on, I've got the inverter running in the trailer. I think I have the bathroom fan on currently, and we're pulling approximately 256 watts. So this fan is on high. Let's turn it off. And that drops us down to 233. So I've got all the interior lights on the trailer. We'll turn that off. And that dropped us down to 185. Pulling 125 watts. So not too shabby. You get 4 panels hooked up and you can charge quite a bit. Now I'm going to go show you the AC. Okay, so as you can probably hear, I just turned on the air conditioning unit and it's running pretty loud. Sorry about that, but you can tell here we're pulling about 1500 watts from the air conditioning unit, and the solar panel is still putting in 127. So with many more solar panels and or like a small super lightweight generator, you can keep this battery pumping. So at 1600 watts, well, let's call it 15 because of the solar panel here, the singular one that we've got. We can probably run this for 4 hours straight. So keeping that air conditioning on for 4 hours should be no problem for this unit. It can run this load all day long. It has built-in fans that are nice and quiet. You hook up more solar panels or any other type of other power source, and you can run for much, much longer. So one thing I also forgot to point out are these little Qi wireless charging units up top, kind of convenient for your phone. So another little thing that I want to point out, one of the things that I had to do in order to run my itty bitty tiny little generator is I had to go into the settings, go into the maximum grid input. So I can charge this off the battery that's connected to my trailer. I can charge this off a very, very small gas generator, and you can change the amperage to limit the total watts that are coming in off of those units. So if you want your generator to run in eco mode very quietly, you can change the amperage to lower the draw. You can also change it for less capable gas generators. Something where if you've got the air conditioning unit running in this toy hauler and you're trying to charge it via the generator at the same time, you can kind of lower the amperage so it doesn't have any surges that turn that gas generator off. So that's basically all I got for you. I'm still kind of playing with the unit, figuring it out. I like it. Again, not for everybody. It's stupid expensive. There's cheaper options out there, but I do like the flexibility that it gives you, and I'm kind of a nerd. So thanks for watching.